Friday, everyone. And tonight we're going to be talking about winter veggies for our dogs, but actually it's going to be a useful subject for you as well, because we're getting into that time, that season, and all this lovely root veg, and there's lots of different ways they can benefit our doggies, but obviously ourselves as well. So my name is Dr. Helene. I'm an emergency medicine doctor and also a certified animal aromatherapy specialist, and I love to help people with an integrative approach to their health and that of their pets. So if you like what you're listening to, please hit the follow or the subscribe button depending on what platform you're on. And if you're interested in helping your pet or yourself and want to find out a bit more, then I've linked in the notes some ways to get in touch with me, and also a bit about how I can help you as well. And I would love it if you would let me know what you want to know about as well, so I can carry on creating more content for you. That would be really, really helpful. So hopefully I've got my dogs here. I've got Bambi, who might start squeaking, Seren might start snoring, and Rowan might start coughing because he's not had his evening nebulizer yet. So if there's some extra noises, there you go, that's what it is. So the days are getting shorter and the air is turning crisp. I really feel that autumn is here. I actually went to the hayloft in Cheshire yesterday with Seren and Bambi, and we went for a pick your own pumpkin and sunflowers actually. So I've got a lovely load of sunflowers, which is looking very nice in my vase downstairs, but also some pumpkins. So I'm going to go over that as well. But it's great to think about sort of some warming, nutritious meals for ourselves, some soup, some nice roasted veg, but also for our dogs as well. And it's a great opportunity to introduce some of these seasonal vegetables, because actually if we work with the seasons, it's really going to be great. And these root vegetables, these winter veggies, can really give us a good boost of vitamins, minerals and fibre. Now, I actually hate autumn, but I like the veg. So remember, always introduce new foods slowly and in moderation. And one nice fun way to do it is with a little selection platter, and let your dogs taste. And I often add food to platters, and it's fun seeing what my dogs choose. So I might have, I got them these wooden platters from IKEA, and I'll just put some different food. So they'll have their meat or their bone, because they're raw fed primarily. And then I'll add some little vegetables as well. Now, you want to not add more than about 10% to the diet. And if your dog's kibble fed, you can still add some of this as well. It's going to be really beneficial for those of you who are feeding kibble. So let's get started with some. So carrots, obviously bright orange root vegetables, not just for bunnies. And in fact, bunnies shouldn't have too many of them anyway. But they are packed with beta carotene, which converts to vitamin A, which is essential for good vision and a healthy immune system. And because they're crunchy, they can also help clean your dog's teeth. So you can offer them raw as a crunchy snack. And I remember the first time I ever gave Maz, my beautiful two-legged dog, a carrot. He took it with gusto, and then he had a little chomp, and he just threw it away with this look at me as if to say, what the hell have you given me here, woman? But then he did actually come to like them. But you can feed them raw as a snack, great for the teeth, or steamed and chopped or grated over their regular food. And I actually make some really nice biscuits with some banana and carrot in them as well. Then we've got sweet potatoes. So these are brilliant. So great for us as well. A powerhouse of nutrients. Sweet potatoes are rich in dietary fibre, vitamin B6 and C, and manganese. They're also delicious and a great option for sensitive tummies. So, if you've got a dog that's feeling a little bit poorly, or they're coming back from the vets, maybe they need to have a light diet because they've had an anaesthetic, this is great as well. And again, there's loads of ways to serve them. So always serve them cooked and peeled, but you don't have to have them peeled. You can just have them scrubbed as well, because there's a lot of benefit in the skin. But you can boil them, steam them, or bake them until they're soft, and then mash and chop them. I also, what I do with them as well is I'll often dehydrate slices on my dehydrator, and give them to the dogs that way. I remember the first time I did it, I actually did it for Doris Bunny, and she wasn't so keen, so the dogs really enjoyed the treats. But it's a really, really, they're quite a nice little snack for them to have as well, if you've got the patience to do that. I might have to get back into doing some more dehydration, because I haven't been doing that. But really great. Then we've got green beans. So I haven't actually got many green beans, actually. I've got some fine green beans that I got from Abel and Cole, but actually not many runner beans actually grew. But they are low in calories and high in fibre, vitamin C in green, and vitamin C and K, and manganese. but they're an excellent healthy snack, especially for dogs who need to watch their weight. Now, I do find that the dogs don't seem to like them that much, so I personally have to mix them in with things, and then my dogs will eat them. But you can give them fresh, steamed or boiled, and just, plain, no salt or anything like that. Now, pumpkin or butternut squash. So I use a lot of butternut squash, and I've been having it all summer, but now we've got some pumpkin as well, and I got 3 pumpkins yesterday, so I'm going to be doing a lot with them. I'm going to be cutting them up raw. I'm going to freeze some raw, and then I'm going to cook some and puree it up and store it in Kilner jars, so that I've got it handy, because it's great for us for making some meals. I might make a pumpkin pie. I think I've got a pumpkin cake recipe as well, but also great for our dogs as well to add into their food. So you want to use, it's so easy, don't buy that it's not that pumpkin pie filling, okay, because that's got sugar and spices. And it's so easy to do rather than just buying it. It's so easy to just cut it up. But it's, and butternut squash especially is so easy. So all I do with butternut squash is I actually pop it whole on a baking tray and pop it in the oven on 180 degrees until it's cooked. And then you can just pull bits off, rind and all. And I got that brilliant idea from Emma Rutherford, who runs the Natural Canine Kitchen. So do have a look at her site. But the other way to do it is with the butternut squash, I actually cut it in half, and then I'll put it in a slow cooker or roast it, and then just scrape it out the skin. And you can do the same with pumpkin. You can just literally cut it in half or sections, pop it in to roast, and then you just literally scrape it off the skin, and then save the seeds. Take the cooked seeds out, let them dry out in a low oven, and then you can grind them up and add it to their food, which is great as well for their gut, and also as an effective worm deterrent. So that's how I'm going to be cooking my pumpkin, because it's so easy to do rather than having to cut it into like pieces, which I'll have to do for the freezer, but the rest I'll just literally cut it into some sections that fit on a baking tray, or I'll probably put it in my slow cooker actually and just cook it like that, because it's just so much easier. And then broccoli. So my dogs all love broccoli, and I've actually lost broccoli before because the dogs have actually taken it out of my veg box. So it is a nutritional powerhouse for humans and also for dogs. It's rich in fibre and vitamin C, and even has some cancer-fighting properties. But you do need to give it in small quantities. So the florets contain isothiocyanates, which can cause mild to severe gastric irritation in some dogs if they eat too much. Not in my dogs, I should say, because literally Rowan has eaten a whole broccoli. And you can offer small cooked pieces of the stalk or florets as an occasional tiny treat as well. So what I do is I literally cut the florets up and I steam them and add them to the food. And then the actual stalk, I actually cut up, and I will cook that longer because it's harder. And then I'll typically mix it up maybe with some coconut oil and some seeds. And then I'll mix that into the food as well, some ground seeds. So the pumpkin seeds would be great, and the dogs absolutely love it. So just some little ideas for you, but remember, moderation is key. So they treats, you can use them as treats and to make up a small part of your dog's diet, no more than 10% really, because you don't want to send all the balance out of whack. Introduce slowly, one at a time and in small amounts, but rotate round, because obviously by rotating your food, and that's not just the veg, it's just your food in general, the protein sources that you're using and other things, it's going to make sure that your dog has the full spectrum of what they actually need. And obviously always monitor your dogs for signs of an allergic reaction or an upset tummy. But these are absolutely brilliant things to add to your dog's diet, and working with the seasons is really, really important. So I hope that's given you some ideas of different things to incorporate into your doggy's diet. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments. And as I said, if you would like to learn more about how I can help you or your dog with your health, do check out the links. I do a range of consultations. I also sell essential oil kits. And with those, you get bespoke plans and guidance to help you and your dog go from A to B to whatever you want. So even if you get your oils for your dogs for whatever reason, I'm here to help you as well. So any questions, just let me know. And don't forget to check out the show notes, because I'm going to link a post, my blog post that I did on this as well, which has got some more tips for you as well. So hopefully that's been helpful. Don't forget to follow, hit the subscribe button. And if you could leave me a 5-star review, I would really appreciate it. So stay safe, stay well. Have a beautiful evening. Bye.